first question is, what did you think this experience was going to be coming in, and what did it actually end up being for you?
You know, it ended up being what I was expecting. A curated group of people, all up to interesting, cool shit in the world, and using this month as a lab to create stuff and share with each other and rope each other into each other's ideas. And yeah, I think you did a really good job curating the folks that were here. And I think that's a huge part of it, definitely. And the venue was amazing, is amazing. It's like the Garden of Eden. Actually, I'm a little worried to leave because every time I leave the source here, it's like we're in one of the most beautiful places that I've ever lived inside these four walls. And so leaving here, I'm actually a little worried that like nothing's going to live up. Like this month will have been in one of the most beautiful places that I've ever stayed. So that's been an amazing part of the experience. The people have been an amazing part of the experience. All the creativity here has been incredible and nourishing. You know, I turned you down originally because I was feeling very solitary, just having gone through a separation, and the end of a long, meaningful relationship. And so I was a little wary coming in, and eventually, like I turned you down originally, and then it kept gnawing at me, like, oh, you know, what sounds better than going to a beautiful foreign land with people who know that part of the world and can help me see some of it, and be stuck for a month with 30 other creative artists, entrepreneurs, and creatives. So it kept gnawing at me, like, hey, you know, what would you rather do than this? And so eventually I decided nothing, so I jumped in. And I think the month did help me reacclimatize, rejoin the human race to some degree, because I was feeling quite separated. And now I feel more comfortable, and so it's been a nice part of my personal healing journey. And also made a bunch of new friends that I think I'm gonna have in my life going forward. And got inspired creatively to just like go for it, you know? Go for what is inspiring, is calling at me to create, like just go and do it.
Oh yeah. What surprised you the most? Like, what's been, and maybe like what's been like the happiest surprise for you?
I mean, the first night, like walking into that dance party, I think you guys organized the Gnawa band to come and play for us. That was amazing. That was so cool. Walking into that cultural experience, but also having music and all dancing together. That was masterfully done. I put together a band here of local guys and then got to play a whole bunch with them, which was really fun. And hopefully I'll come back and tour with them someday. If we ever do like a Morocco tour. I was not expecting that. The trip to Essaouira was amazing. The trip to the Sahara was amazing. It's like so much experience, so many experiences this month. I just started doing some writing today about like trying to integrate it all and piece it all back together. There's so much. I mean, in terms of my personal process, it was quite overwhelming for me, especially at the beginning. And I did feel like I had to take some time away and like integrate all the experience. So that was, I guess that didn't surprise me, but that was a part of my experience. How fast it went, that surprised me. goes fast. Because like week 1, you're getting settled in. Week 2 is like, all right, experience house. And then as soon as you hit the end of week 2, it's like, shit, we're halfway done. There's only 2 weeks left. And then you finish the 3rd week. It's like, oh my God, there's only 1 week left. So that was a surprise, how quick it goes.
In your mind, what is Experience House? Like, if you had to describe it to someone, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I would say it's an experimental lab for creative people to create in a very low risk environment and just go for it. Do whatever you want to pull together, whatever you want to pull together. So whether that's poetry or music or dance or something else, thinking about coming back to another experience house, I think I would come in with a more out there plan for what I wanted to create and just use it really intentionally as a lab to say, okay, day 1, I got this crazy idea and I'm going to start organizing it. Because there's a lot of moving parts when you come in. There's 30 new people that you've never met. There's a new country that maybe, at least for me, I'd never been to this country before. So there's a new landscape, there's a new culture, there's all these new people. So just being dropped into that, there's a lot happening. And then on top of that, you have the opportunity to create whatever you want to create inside this 1 month container. So it's pretty wild and cool what you guys have created. And I think the idea of doing it again is appealing because I would come in with more of a knowledge of the different moving parts and be able to go bigger, probably. Even though I felt like I went big this month and got a lot done of what I had intended to get done when I came in.
It's beautiful. I feel like we need to almost create like a user's manual for Experience House for
definitely
for the attendees coming in.
100%. Yeah.
More than what we just tell. It's like, here's like how to get the most out of this.
Yeah, I think that's part of your like setting context and that whole thing of like onboarding basically. Yeah. Like you set good context around the duocracy. That was in my mind meant a lot during the month.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have like an onboarding package or video or something, or just people like videos like this being like, it's going to go really fast and there's going to be a lot of moving parts. I don't even know if I have knowledge yet, but now sitting at the end of the experience, what would I tell somebody coming in? I would probably say like, pick one big project that you want to get done and start designing it before you show up at Experience House.
See, that's interesting because almost everyone I talk to feels like the opposite. Where it's like you think you're gonna come in and you're gonna have an idea of what it's gonna be and what you're gonna want to do, and then actually once you get there, like everything's gonna shift and change.
Yeah.
And you might as well not do that.
Yeah, maybe that's good wisdom too. I mean, I came in wanting to finish my EP, and I didn't fully finish it because I kind of pivoted halfway through to, oh shit, I'm gonna put together a band and play a show. Yeah, because I realized sitting in my room working on my EP was it was the same thing I was doing in Vancouver, and so it was not making use of the opportunity that this was. Yeah.
Tell me about some of the connections that you've made here. Like, how have you experienced these people?
I think I've been inspired mostly. People are so different, it's incredible just to be reminded that you can put a group of 30 people who have all done amazing stuff together, but they're all so different. Like, people come at life from different angles, they have different personalities, different ways of being. And so it was cool to witness all of that. And yeah, make some connections with people that I vibe with the most, and also notice that there's people that I don't vibe with, but I really respect their art and their contribution. It's like everyone's just doing them. Everyone is being themselves and being in their flow, and then it's cool to watch like what comes out of that. It's like a microcosm of society in a way. Except this is very vetted.
What kind of people do you think this experience is made for?
I think this experience is best for creative people that are either creative in entrepreneurship or in art or in performance, in life, human connection. They want to experiment with something and try out some new ways of being or new product ideas, or create something new. I think everyone here is like on the edge of some discipline, trying to create something. And I think that's probably the people that are going to have the best time here. Because this whole thing's an experiment. It's like a living, breathing, evolving experiment. So it's by definition like on the cusp of something.
What do you think it's on the cusp of?
I think it's the movement of the co-living movement or idea, and the co-working movement, and remote work. I think it wasn't possible before for most people to come to a different time zone, a different country, spend a whole month with a whole group of new people while also keeping their stuff going wherever they are. And so that's possible now. And so this is an example of a new model, like a new experiment of how people can live together and work together and play together and relate.
How are you leaving this house different than how you came in?
I feel more connected to other people. Like I was in a kind of a rough spot coming in, and I feel like this was a healing month for me and a good opportunity to start to reconnect with the world and with others and make some new friends and start to be social again. I mean, it's been a beautiful. I'm not looking forward to leaving because I think I'm going to miss living at the source. You did a good job in having nurturing people in the group, and that I think is important. If it was all like intense type A personality people, then I think that would make a difference. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome, brother. Is there anything else that you want to share for me or for the world? Anything else we should know?
Come to Experience House. It's awesome. You won't regret it.